Staging doesn't have to be just for a potential buyer or even just for guests. It can help you enjoy a more aesthetically pleasing home.
When your house is a mess and you're feeling the stress, what you need is a friend in your ear. Start the job and you'll see it through with Ronnie talking to you. Make the chaos disappear. Clean with Me podcast is here.
Thanks for joining me. In today's episode, I'm going to provide some pre-holiday cleaning motivation to help you deep clean and reset your home for guests and for you. In this particular episode, I'm going to have you work in one of your priority areas, which is either going to be the immediate front entrance or front room or your kitchen. So grab your supplies and let's clean together. And remember, you don't have to do it all. Just start somewhere and I'll keep you company while you work. And many of my episodes are very step by step. If you're new to the show, you might not realize that yet. But in this episode, I want to provide some general holiday cleaning motivation to kind of prepare you for some of the upcoming episodes, as well as some of the episodes I've already made that are part of my Deep Cleaning for the Holidays series. Okay. As we're approaching the holidays, many of my episodes are geared toward getting your home ready for guests. However, even if you're not having guests over the holidays, of course, you'll benefit from deep cleaning your home for you. So it's time to gear up for your cleaning session. Remember, when you look good, you feel good. So maybe you need to do a couple of things to feel presentable. Sometimes we put off getting ready for the day on those low energy days. And I'm talking about fixing your hair, maybe using a spray bottle, washing your face, maybe putting on those minimal touches. Like for me, it'd be a tinted lip balm and some mascara, maybe some under eye concealer these days. So if you haven't already gotten ready for the day, now's the time. Or maybe you are ready for the day, but you're behind on laundry. Maybe start a load of laundry. Do you need to start an emergency load of towels and underwear just to kind of keep your family functioning? Or do you need to wash your bedding because it's been a while? Maybe start that first load of laundry. Obviously, I can talk faster than you can do these things. I'm just providing a few suggestions for getting started. I'm trying to get you moving. So whether that's fixing yourself up, starting a load of laundry, or just diving into that problem front entrance area where you've got some clutter. The important thing is that you are moving while I talk. And this is a more general episode than usual. Sometimes we just need to adjust our mindset and get excited about our homes again. Doing housework feels mundane and it feels like something that we always have to do. We're never going to get it done. And so therefore we don't feel excited about it. And kind of my philosophy is to mix in some tasks that make a lasting impact along with those mundane household chores. Because you don't really get that same dopamine hit from doing the dishes yet again. However, you might get excited at the thought of what you can do after you do dishes. Maybe you're going to wipe down your table and then go outside and pick some flowers and put them in a vase on the table. Or maybe you're going to go to the store for a holiday centerpiece of some sort. So far, it's looking like we're going to be celebrating Christmas at my middle daughter's house, Christmas Eve anyway. But we are having company for Thanksgiving, and it's going to be overnight guests. I'm not sure how many are coming. We have a couple for sures and several maybes. And just be working in your kitchen or front room while I talk. But An example of something that I did to kind of get excited about my kitchen is that I set up a coffee station. It's something I do off and on. And don't get me wrong, there's always a coffee station, but usually it's just on the counter. I put a piece of furniture that I was using for the TV stand in my dining area and set up the little turntable that has different K cups, a little basket with other things like tea bags, cocoa packets, um, my Keurig. There's another coffee machine there, but I'm going to put that one away before the guests come just to kind of simplify it. I'm going to have the one that's easy to use on display. I also purchased a small sign that says like hot cocoa station 5 cents to put next to a sign that I already had about coffee. And then I got a tablecloth and a matching towel. The little towel is going to be at the coffee station to kind of tie things in with the tablecloth. And I'm actually doing kind of a coffee theme because the tablecloth has different pictures of specialty coffees, but some of them have like a pumpkin on them. So you can tell it's kind of a fall theme and it's in fall colors. I know some of you decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving. That's not my thing. I like to have the house decorated in fall stuff. And I'm not saying like I go all out in decorations or anything, but I refrain from decorating for Christmas until at least the evening of Thanksgiving after the meal has been served. And don't get me wrong, I don't even want to do that, but sometimes I'll allow the kids to start decorating later that evening. I think last year we went out of town and my middle daughter was watching over the house and she put up the Christmas tree for us while we were gone. And then that kind of motivated me to pull out the other Christmas decorations that I have and put those out. But all that to say this, we're doing fall decor for Thanksgiving. No judgment here if you do something different. Like I said, I got a tablecloth and a little towel, in a very frugal mode. You've heard of No Spend November. That's kind of what I'm going for. But I'm just excited that I set up the coffee station. It freed up more counter space, and it's kind of a domino effect as far as decluttering my kitchen. I have a particular cupboard that I use for appliances that I almost never use, and I'm kind of like out of my Instant Pot era. I'm more into the crock pot again lately. I want people to be able to go into the pantry looking for a snack. And so, yeah, I don't want all those appliances stored there. So I'm going to be moving them into more long-term locations, except for the items that I'm going to use at Thanksgiving, like the stand mixer and this, I guess you'd call it a hot plate, but it's a couple of extra burners that I'm going to plug in. I just want you to be thinking about how your house is going to look for guests while you're doing your routine chores over the next few weeks. And the goal is to help you avoid that overwhelming, chaotic feeling that you would have if you were doing everything at the last minute. Obviously, you want your house freshly cleaned before the guests arrive, but if you've done all the deep cleaning tasks and the decluttering and whatnot, you'll be down to mainly just giving your surfaces a swipe, giving your countertops a swipe, giving your bathroom a little touch up, and, vacuuming, sweeping, and mopping. And even that can be a lot if you're going to be preparing food for guests. So you want to have the mindset that you're preparing for the holidays weeks in advance. Because let's face it, you have a cleaning routine, whether it's daily, weekly, multiple times a week. You spend a little time anyway cleaning, and you're going to be more excited about the cleaning if you think about some lasting changes. For example, setting up the coffee station and relocating some of my appliances makes a lasting difference in the kitchen, whereas doing the dishes is just something that I have to do, and then kind of reorganizing is the reward. So that's kind of your kitchen pep talk. And I'm going to go into some other stuff in the bonus episode for financial supporters. I'm going to talk about my mom's trick for whitening a bathtub because our bathtub shower combo in the guest bathroom has some discoloration due to a leaky faucet that we had for a while in there. So if you'd like to unlock those subscriber only clean along episodes, check out the link in the show notes. Of course, the option to subscribe is probably already being advertised to you if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. There's also a Patreon option, or you can simply visit cleanwithmepodcast.com. And there's a link in the show notes, and then there's almost always a link in the individual episode notes. But even if you're not able to pay for a monthly subscription, if you're enjoying this episode, please take a quick second to follow Clean With Me by clicking follow or the plus sign on whichever app you're listening on. That way you'll have me handy for your next cleaning session. So basically, you want to reward yourself with tasks that make a more lasting impact. For example, if you move your couch to clean under the couch, maybe you could reward yourself by rearranging some of the furniture. And I talked a lot about the kitchen, but as you move through your house, just straightening up and picking up, I want you to look at your house from someone else's point of view. We have sold 3 houses. And when you have a house on the market, not only do you want to keep it immaculately clean, but you also kind of stage it, meaning you position your throw pillows a certain way or the pillows on your bed a certain way. You have an attractive centerpiece on the table. You have a fruit bowl somewhere, things like that. I just find it helpful to walk through my house and try to look at it objectively by imagining that I'm a real estate agent, kind of checking to see if the house is staged properly or if there are any problem areas that need to be cleaned. Your agent walks through and might even make some suggestions. But staging doesn't have to be just for a potential buyer or even just for guests. It can help you enjoy a more aesthetically pleasing home. For example, in my bathroom, I have the garden tub and separate shower. The way the bathtub is positioned, there is an area behind the faucets that's not visible from the rest of the bathroom. So my idea of staging that tub is putting the shampoo, the conditioner, the soap, items that I use in the bathtub kind of behind the faucet in that corner because it can't be seen from the rest of the bathroom. And then on the little visible ledges around the tub, I put decorative candles. Now, for real estate staging, you'd take that a step further because the person would be walking all the way over to the tub looking at it, and you'd probably just have your shampoos and conditioners shoved in a cupboard out of sight or put into some attractive containers, kind of debranding. They don't need to see what brand you use or whatever. And it would look more elegant to have them in fancy containers. But my everyday version of that, just to make it look attractive to me and my family and my guests who aren't going to walk right up to the tub, is to just have that stuff behind the faucets, kind of in a corner where the cabinet is obstructing the view of those products. As you're doing your routine cleaning in the upcoming weeks, you might want to jot down a list or add it to the notepad of your phone of items that you need to buy. Again, I'm being really frugal right now, but I need a little rug for my hallway to cover a cord that goes across that hallway and keep people from tripping over it. I already had one there, but I moved it to another location, and I'm probably going to get a couple of candles and fall scents and colors. Normally, I just use a wax warmer, but candles are more festive and often have stronger scents. And I like to use candles when I'm entertaining guests for special occasions. And then I'm also planning on getting some large, sturdy oval paper plates and some actual napkins from day to day. We're using, paper towels where it allows you to just kind of tear off that half piece of a paper towel. If my mom were listening right now, she'd be cringing because she thinks that napkins are always a separate thing from paper towels, and she always has both. But my husband grew up in a household where they used paper towels as napkins, and just tore off the smaller piece. You know how it's perforated to let you just take half a sheet? That's the napkin. But obviously, when you're setting the table for Thanksgiving, you would use real napkins. Usually before either Thanksgiving or Christmas, whichever holiday I'm having, guests for dinner, I will purchase a new set of glasses. For some reason, glasses don't last very long at our house. Okay. So we get them to look like we have matching sets of glasses, and then over time they get broken. My point is, as you're cleaning before a holiday, you're going to want to maybe make a small list of items to purchase if needed. Maybe you already have everything you need. By the way, one of my listeners mentioned that I should have kind of a cleaning product recommendation at the end of each episode. So I'll just mention, as you're cleaning your baseboards in each room, especially the rooms where your guests are going to visit. I'm not talking about right now, but I'm talking about as we're approaching the holidays. You might want to try the Dawn Power Wash Spray and a sponge that has an abrasive side and a soft side, whether it's a Scotch Brite, Scrub Mommy, which is my favorite. But I also recently purchased the Dawn equivalent. It's a circle but doesn't have the happy face. Doesn't really matter, just a sponge that has an abrasive side and a soft side. And then maybe the Dawn Power Wash Spray. I saw another video where they were using the Pledge Multi-Surface Spray, which in general, I love that product because you can go through your house cleaning virtually every surface. I'm not talking about the type of Pledge that's just for wood. I'm talking about one that's for glass and surfaces. Love that for times when I don't want to switch products while cleaning. It's great for speed cleaning. Those are a couple of recommendations for baseboards, but really you can use anything you have. And keep in mind, you want to dry dust your baseboards before you wet clean them. So maybe try using the vacuum attachment with the little brush to vacuum your baseboards before wet cleaning them. So that's kind of my tip for the day. I hope I've gotten your creative juices flowing about maybe some staging that you can do. And hopefully I've motivated you to start your deep cleaning in advance of the holidays. But if you want a more detailed whole house cleaning session that's going to incorporate some guest preparation, like whitening your bathtub, I'm going to talk about that in the next bonus episode that's going to be a whole house cleaning hour. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean so much to me if you left a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It helps more people find Clean With Me, and it helps me keep making episodes like this one. And again, if you'd like bonus clean along episodes, which are typically longer, check out the link in the show notes. I know you have a lot to do leading up to the holidays, or just leading up to having a clean and organized home for yourself. But the key is just doing something each day or each week that's getting you closer to your goal of a clean and organized home. Happy cleaning, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.